Hi guys, welcome back to Kitchen Colony. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for enjoying my videos. And today is a very special one because I was asked whether or not I do anything for vegetarians. And I said yes, and they said, when are you going to post a video? And I told them then I'll do the next one for them. Now this is one of my favorite. It's called Spicy Vegetable Bulgur. And this is also steamed like rice and very delicious, well seasoned. So if you're interested, please follow. Now guys, here we have the list of ingredients that we need. Now I must say, if you're going to have it as a one-pot meal, please feel free to season it well. Add all the seasonings and spices that you would like. Because I'm going to have this with meat, I didn't use a lot of spice, but feel free to use as much as you want if you're going to have it for a one-pot meal. Now today I'll be using two types of bulgur. We are more familiar with this one, which is the brown bulgur, and this is because it has the husk on it. And this is also the same bulgur, but the husk has been removed. And then I'm using the coarse bulgur. I'll be using some coconut cream and some coconut oil. I'll be using some dry herbs, thyme, and a little Italian herb because it has a mixture of other herbs. And I'll be using salt. And I know this is the first time you see me using salt because there's no seasoning here with salt. I'll be using 2 stalks of spring onions or scallion, a piece of butternut squash, a stock pot, or if you don't have the stock pot, you'll use a cube. Now if you're using the cube, you don't need salt. And I'll be using a piece of Scotch bonnet pepper. I'll be also using some frozen bell or sweet pepper as we call them. And a cup of mixed vegetables. You can use more or less if you want. And I'll also be adding the regular pimento berries and garlic too. Now I'll be cooking for 3 persons and I'll be using a cup each of the bulgur. Now I'm mixing both bulgurs, and bear in mind that the brown bulgur takes a few minutes longer to cook than the yellow bulgur. Now as a result we use less water, and we also use a foil paper to help us steam so that we don't have any sogginess. Now I'll be peeling and cutting my butternut squash in chunks. You may substitute squash for regular pumpkin or any other vegetable that you like, but I like this butternut squash because it adds a little sweetness to the dish. Now you may dice in the cube size that you like. Now give it a wash and then put it on some paper towel to drain, because I want it to be dried as I'm about to fry it, and we don't want the splatter, or I don't want it to steam if water is on it. Now leave to dry for a few minutes, and then we transfer it back to the bowl, because this is where we're going to season. Now if you're going to eat it as a one pot, we'll season this squash or this vegetable very well. For me, I'll just be adding a little garlic powder and some salt, but you can add any other seasoning that you like. I'm drizzling a little oil so that the seasonings can stick. I'll be using a non-stick pan, and I will not be adding any oil to the pot because I want to create a crisp on this squash. I want all the sides to be crispy. I don't want it to break when I start steaming it. The purpose for this is that I want the bulgur to remain shelly, and if not, it's going to become very soggy because the pumpkin will naturally break like you're making a soup and cause it to be very clammy. I don't want that. I want a shelly bulgur. Now to my pot, I'll be adding a cup of boiling water and then a half cup of coconut milk. Now that will make it a cup and a half of liquid, and you know, if you're cooking 2 cups of bulgur, you need 2 cups of water. I'll be using the other half cup later on as it continues to steam. Now you can add the mixed vegetables directly to the liquid, but I just did this way because I was waiting for the liquid to start boiling. Now I'm adding my bell peppers to the frying pan, and then I'm going to start seasoning my liquid. Just as you would with rice and peas, you just season it to taste. And as I say, this is where you put all your seasonings if you're going to make it a one-pot meal. Now this is the time to check on my squash. You notice it starts forming a crisp on the side, so that's what I'm looking for, and I'm sure it's not going to break apart when I start cooking. Just a little piece of Scotch bonnet pepper because the meat that I'll be eating with this is very spicy. Now I'll be adding about a tablespoon of coconut oil because I'm going to fry my scallion and my Scotch bonnet pepper. Now what I've done, I've crushed my garlic along with some of the dry herbs and my pimento berries together, and I'm now adding it to the pot. Now I've tasted the pot to see if it has enough seasoning or salt, and it was perfect for me because I'll be eating mine with meat. And now it's time for me to wash my bulgur. Now the package says that I'm not supposed to wash it, but I need to wash mine. I just have to wash it. Now I'm washing through a strainer so that it doesn't start soaking, you know. I wash and until the water starts running clear, and that would be okay for me. Now add the bulgur to the pot and allow it to boil. Now I don't have a lot of water in the pot right now, and this is where I'm going to add my half cup of water, or you could do half cup of the coconut milk. Now I'll be adjusting my stove to high. I want it to rapidly boil for about 10 minutes. Then adjust your stove to medium, between medium and low, and allow it to steam. At this point, we'll add our vegetables that we had fried off before, everything gently in the pot, and then we're going to cover and allow it to steam. Now we cover with a piece of foil because we want to trap the heat and allow it to steam. We might not need any more water, but we test every 5 minutes. So it will take about 10 minutes to fully steam. So we check every 5 minutes to see whether or not we want water or whether or not it's okay. After 10 minutes I didn't add any water, but when I checked it was very fluffy, very shelly and well cooked, and this is what we want. We want to see the vegetables, and we want to see it's not breaking apart like a porridge. Now here we have a close-up look of this shelly vegetable spicy bulgur. Now it is believed that bulgur is much more healthier than rice, and I do believe that. Listen, this tastes so delicious, you wouldn't miss rice. If you're on this health journey, this is perfect for you. And for vegetarians, you could just eat it with a salad if you make it a one-pot meal, but I'll be having it with meat. So guys, try this, and if you do, please let me know. Show me your pictures. I love to see them. Thank you. If you've enjoyed this video, please feel free to share subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and also click the notification bell so that you will be alerted whenever I upload a video. I would love to hear from you, so please leave a comment below. Thank you very much for watching.